Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to this video. So for this week's video, I thought that we would do a really pretty Valentine's Day makeup look since Valentine's Day is next Friday and I won't have any other time to create a makeup look. So here we are. And Misha Boo is saying hi to you all. She wants to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. I took her for a walk earlier and she's really tired. And Misha Boo doesn't really like to be held very much. That's why you see her, squishing out of me. She likes to be more on your lap, laying next to you versus being in your arms. But I thought that it would be cute for her to come on and say hi to you all since you love her so much and she's just the cutest little thing in the world. So here's the look that I created. I think it came out so beautiful. It's like, it's pinky, it's a little bit of purple, it's romantic, and it's soft. I really love this look. I have been wearing this look, I would say, for the last 4 days, and I just really love this makeup look. I've gotten so many compliments on it along with my skin, so I'm gonna show you how I put this makeup look together, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found one thing that was helpful in this video, please give me a like and leave me a pink heart emoji down below in the comments. It really helps my channel when you engage with my videos. And I know I haven't answered your comments from this past week, but I will get there, I promise. For those of you who don't know, is I do work a full-time job and I have a family. This is not my full-time gig, so I am a little bit slow with answering those comments sometimes, and I apologize. But still, please engage with me because I love to see your comments and I love you all so much. So to see this look and how I got it, stay tuned and I will see you all in the next one. Have a beautiful Valentine's Day, a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye. Aloha everyone, and welcome to this Valentine's Day Get Ready with me. So let's get started. I have already prepped my skin with my skincare, and I just did my normal daytime skincare routine, which if you've been following my channel for a bit, you know which products those are. I am not wearing sunscreen today because I'm just gonna be inside. I'm gonna be away from a window. It's what now, 12 o'clock here? I'm getting a late start. I had so many things I had to take care of this morning. But I want you to take a look at my skin. I don't know if you guys can tell, but do you guys see how my jawline is starting to look more defined and my jowling looks less apparent? And then right over in here, it looks firmer too than what it did before. And that's from using the Calism products. So I have been using the Calism matte cream for it's 9 weeks yesterday, and I use it twice a day. Sometimes I do supplement with the night recovery complex. So I used this last night for my skincare because I was lazy and I didn't want to do my whole skincare steps because today is actually my husband and I's 17-year wedding anniversary. So we went out to dinner last night and, I was lazy because we got home late. So I just threw this on and I love this stuff. Now, I did use this yesterday morning too. When I woke up, I cleansed my skin and I did my Victoria Deanne Pepties. I threw this on top, and then I did my Sama Pulse 40 LED light panel. And then I left this on my skin for, pretty much all morning long. And then when I showered, I washed it and then did my skincare for the day. So I know that's a long explanation. So we're gonna get started with my makeup. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to prime my eyes. This is going to be a beautiful Valentine's Day look. I'm so excited for it. We're gonna be focusing on the Natasha Denona. This is the Mini Rose palette here Such a pretty palette, and I think that this is such a beautiful color story for Valentine's Day and also spring. So I'm gonna go in with my House Labs concealer. I think this is shade 20. Oh, you know what? I'm not using this today. I'm sorry. So we are actually going to use Cherry Blossom from Huda Beauty. And this is the faux filter corrector. And again, is this the Cherry Blossom one? Sorry, my eyesight is kind of blurry today. Whatchamacallit, I'm having my surgery on March 6th. So when I have my surgery, I will not be filming that week, and probably maybe possibly the week after, because I won't be able to wear any skincare from here up, and I won't be able to like use any like microcurrent, or I could use red light therapy, but I can't put any pressure on my eyes, which I may skip red light therapy for a week because the goggles can put pressure around the eyes, and I'm just having my right eye done, and I'm having LASIK to help me with my eyesight. So I'm just putting this Cherry Blossom color corrector all around my eyes, underneath, and on my lids too. I love that this gives my eye area this little pink hue. And anytime I'm wearing purples, pinks, berries, plums, eyeshadows, I love how this pops those shades. My other favorite eye primer, which I love, is the House Labs concealer. That ends up working out the best for me than a specific eye primer. So I put this all the way around, even here in the inner corners of my eyes along my nose, because I do look pretty dark right there in that area. So yeah, I'm excited about having my surgery. I've been prolonging it for a while just because it's been really dry here. And even though I use a humidifier at night, I still don't want to take that chance, because when it's really dry out, my eyes get dry, and then I'll have a tendency to rub my eyes, and I can't rub my eyes for a month. It's gonna be a process. But so now I'm gonna go in with the Dior Forever Hydra Nude Foundation, and this is in the shade 2.5. Now I've been wearing this makeup look for the last few days, and I absolutely love it. I've gotten so many compliments on my skin. People are telling me that my skin looks amazing. It looks so dewy and hydrated with a beautiful glow, and it's this foundation and the products that we're gonna use. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna first start out with one pump, and then I'm gonna take my Nikki LaRose, this is the BK Beauty N17. This is her collection of her makeup brushes that she collaborated with BK Beauty. And I'm just gonna start putting this foundation on at the center of my face. And I'm really red right now. I got really red from doing my skincare because I worked out and I did my sauna blanket. And my skin, there's a lot of circulation going on in my face right now. So everything just looks so red. So I love using this foundation brush to apply my foundation. Versus the other BK Beauty brushes. They just apply a little bit too much and a little bit too stiff to work with. Just for me, as I'm getting used to using brushes for my foundation. As you guys know, I've always applied my foundation in the past with my hands and then blended it out with a beauty blender. So I'm trying some stuff that's new. So as you can see, that this foundation, it's a pretty, you can build it up to be a medium, but it's more like a light to medium coverage. And what you have to be careful, what I noticed this with my skin, is if I build it up too much, if I want more of a medium coverage, it kind of gets a little bit too dewy on my skin. And then by like 2 hours later, I look like a dewy hot mess. So I've been noticing that. So I do have to powder this foundation. It is very, very hydrating. So if you have dry skin, I think you will love this. Especially if your skin is dehydrated, you will love this. It is very, very hydrating. It does have a fragrance to it, but I have been loving this for my skin. Really, really been loving this. So let's see, I'm gonna take my finger. I'm gonna kind of build up a little bit more in here. My skin is just so incredibly hydrated today. It's been hydrated for the last few days. I've been really good with drinking my water. I'm taking like supplements and my electrolytes and eating healthy foods, except for last night and Friday. Didn't eat really healthy since it's our anniversary. We went out to dinner both nights and I did have some cocktails. Like I had a beer on Friday night. We went to go visit my friends in San Jose. They have a brewery. And so I had a beer there. And then last night I had a cocktail with my husband to celebrate our anniversary. And then I came home and I drank a bunch of water with some electrolytes so I wouldn't be dehydrated and feel the effects of the cocktail. But okay. So I'm just going to blend this into the skin really, really good. The blending is key. And it is kind of sticking to my nose, but not as good as I would have liked. Now I'm going to take the BK Beauty 115 brush. And what I like to do is I like to use this brush to just go around my skin and sort of tap and pounce that foundation into my skin. I didn't wash my hair today. I woke up and it still looked good. It looks a little bit frizzy, but not too bad. So I'm just going to tap this into the skin a little bit, make sure it's blended really well. Sort of the tapping helps press it into the skin so you get longer lasting coverage with this. I think that they say that this foundation is 12-hour wear, but if you have an oily T-zone or if you have oily skin, you will need to use a heavy-duty powder on your skin, because I use the Makeup by Mario powders and I think that they're great for dry skin. And I know in the summertime, I would have to switch to the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powders because these are heavy duty. And if you have oily skin, this would be my recommendation to go in to set this foundation. But if you don't have oily skin, you have dry skin, normal to dry skin, then I would go with the Makeup by Mario powders. If you have the oily skin, I think you're still gonna get some shine and your oils break through to where it will look like you are super, super dewy. But the glow that you get from this, it's so pretty. Like when I look up close in the mirror at the foundation, it looks really, really glowy, but in pictures, like I'll show you right here, there's a picture of my husband and I last night, my skin looks so beautiful and glowy. So it's not a bad glow, but if you don't like to have a lot of glow in your skin, then I would recommend that you powder this really, really well. Okay, so that looks pretty good for right now, and it actually did adhere to my nose really, really well. So I may still go in with a little bit of concealer there. So now what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna go in with my, I'm gonna use this Angie A506 brush, and just kind of pat in that color corrector, just so we don't have any creasing. And I'm going to set this with the Makeup by Mario loose setting powder. And I'm gonna go in with one Fair Pink. I love this color, so, so good. And I'm just gonna set my eyelids with this. So I'm just gonna take a little bit into the cap here and then grab my other BK Beauty Nikki LaRose brush, and this is the N14. I have a lot of the BK Beauty brushes because I love them. I love this Nikki LaRose set. I'm not sponsored, and I purchased all these brushes on my own. I don't even have a discount code from them. So they just work really, really well. They are synthetic brushes. Now, I would say, like, I do like some of the eye brushes, but I do love my rougher natural hair brushes too. Now, I don't have any rougher face brushes, and I was like, should I get some? But I have enough makeup brushes for right now. If anything, what I need is probably like another, a powder blush brush. That's what I need. Okay, so now we're ready for this beautiful little mini palette. Now, I got an itch right here on my nose. Sorry. So I love this. I love the Natasha Denona mini palettes. I have several of them. Let's see. I have a total of 5. Now, my favorites are, these two are my absolute favorites. This is the mini My Dream palette. I love this one, so pretty. These are great to travel with, by the way. So we're gonna use the mini rose palette, but I have the Starlit palette. These are $27 for 5 shadows. I have, this is the mini retro palette. Now I dabbled into this just a little bit, but not really. I don't know what I was thinking when I picked this up because I don't really do the green, but I'll maybe play with that soon. And then I have the mini Biba palette, which I've never used. And this is a warmer palette. And I think this would be really pretty in the summertime. But there's several different ones of these, but my 3 favorites are the mini rose, Starlit, and the mini My Dream. Now she did just come out with the mini contour palette, which I did not pick up because I have several. Well, it kind of reminds me of this Patrick Ta palette that I have, which is the Major Dimension Matte Eyeshadow Palette. It reminds me of this, so I don't need it because it has pretty much the similar colors to it. Maybe like when this goes bad, then I'll pick it up because that's really nice and ideal for traveling. All right, so let's go into this palette. So we're gonna go into this first shade right here, which I think it's called Flamingo Pink, but it's sort of like this light peachy pink matte shade. And the names on these are really, really tiny, and I didn't bring my glasses in, so you'll have to excuse me. So I'm just gonna use a Rephr 33 brush now. This isn't typically a brush that I would use, but I have to wash my brushes today, and I'm just gonna use the same brushes that I used yesterday because everything came out great. So I'm gonna apply this shadow on both sides of the brush, and then so you could see what color that is. And I'm going to apply this all over the lid up to my brow bone. So get a nice wash of this color on the lid. Hopefully my lids behave today and the shadows will stick. I'll just get a nice wash of this color all over, okay? So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this really pretty like lilac lavender shade, which is called Andy. And this shade is actually in the retro palette, but it's a cream to powder formula, where this formula is a powder formula. So I'm gonna take that on this BK Beauty A502 brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting this on the outer corner of my eye here. Work it in. So this is gonna be like a really nice soft look. And there's ways that you can intensify this look too, if you wanted to. Okay, and then next I'm gonna start putting this on the outer part of my crease. And I'm gonna start with a hefty dose of it here on the outer corner. Okay, and then I'm gonna start working that into the full crease and above my crease. Just like this, kind of blending it out. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, going into Andy again. And start laying that color. And since I want a good amount of pigmentation here, I moved my fingers up higher on the brush, so it applies the color a little bit more impactful versus it being soft. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing over here on my outer corner. I'm just going to lay a good amount of that color down. May have gotten too much. Then I'm going to grab the end of the brush and I'm just going to start working that into that crease and blending it in all over. Not quite up to my brow bone, but mainly focusing on my crease and that crease contour. And I'm gonna match this side a little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take another blending brush, and it's gonna be a BK Beauty blending brush, and this is the A503, and I'm going to blend out this outer part of my crease because got just a tad bit too much there. And I don't want to blend it more in because then it's going to make this crease part look too dark. Okay, perfect. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this Refer 28 brush, which is a flat tip brush, and we're gonna go into this sparkling pinky peach shade, which I think this is called Golden Rose, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna grab that. So again, it's this really pretty pinky peach shimmer shade. So pretty. It's more pink than peach. As you can see, there it is on the brush. And I'm going to apply that from the inner corner. And I'm gonna meet that Andy shade with this. See, hopefully I didn't cover that. This is such a pretty shade. I love this shade. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna go into this rich brown matte shade here. And I'm just gonna grab my MAC. This is the, I think it's a 213S. This is a pencil brush. And I'm gonna grab some of that rich brown shade here. There it is on the brush. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that and I'm just gonna put just a little bit of tiny bit of that on the outer corner here, just to give some depth to the outer corner here. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to take a Refer. This is a 23 brush. This is like one of my favorite liner brushes. And I'm going to take that same deep brown shade and I'm going to put just a little bit of that on my outer lash line here. I'm going to wrap it down to the lower outside lash line. Okay. So if I have time tomorrow, I think I'm gonna do a microcurrent treatment. I'm gonna do a long microcurrent treatment. And I think I want to either use the special edition or the Jane Man Lift Professional Unit. I was thinking I would do the Lift Professional Unit because that will get me by for the whole week, because I don't know if I'm going to have time to do microcurrent again during the week, as this week, the last time I performed microcurrent was on Monday when I filmed that video. It was just a crazy week. I had a lot of long days this week, like 9-hour days. So as you can imagine, I'm pretty beat this weekend. So I'm going to take that Andy shade again, and I'm going to take it on a Rephr 03 brush. This is like a smaller pencil brush. This one is bigger than the pencil brush that we just used to apply that dark brown shade for a liner. And I'm going to start here at the inner corner, get some of that, and then I'm going to start blending that brown shade in with that lavender purple shade. This palette would also be really pretty with the Ube collection from Huda Beauty. Okay, so let me just look, and I need to blend out this eye just a little bit more here. It looks really a little bit darker here than it does on the other side. And I think I need to go just maybe a little bit higher right here. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this Rephr 16 brush, and I'm going to grab that very first shade that we used, the sort of pinky cream matte shade. I'm going to grab some of that on this brush, and I'm going to start right here and put this on my my brow bone, but also soften the edges of that Andy shade that we use in the crease and the crease contour. So it looks more seamless and no harsh lines. Okay, next we're going to take this very pretty glimmery shade, which this is a shade topper, and I honestly cannot read the name. It's too small. So I'm not for sure the shade of this, but it's sort of, this is a very light pink sparkly shade. Feels like butter, so you can see it right there. And I'm going to put this in the center of my eye here, just to give us a little more pop of shimmer there. So pretty. It's very light. Oh, this is gonna be a really pretty palette to use for spring. I love this thing. It's so pretty. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I used for that golden rose shade and kind of blend that together. And that is almost our finished eye look. Now I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Coconut Liner, and I'm just going to take this and line my waterline with this. Just to brighten it just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now let's clean up the eyes with concealer. So I'm gonna go in with the Kulfi concealer, and this is the shade Cocoa Crush. And I'm gonna put some of this here, and then out here. And then I'm gonna go in with my Nikki LaRose N16 concealer brush and start working that in to the eye while cleaning up that smokiness underneath my eye so it looks more like a liner and it's cleaner. Okay. Voila! And I cleaned it up out here too, just to give my eyes a little bit more lift. So today is Super Bowl. Are you guys watching the Super Bowl? I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not. Oh, it's just, I don't know. Ever since the pandemic, I really haven't been much into watching sports lately, except for basketball. So I love the Golden State Warriors. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. I love the Golden State Warriors. I was a Klay Thompson fan too. I still am. I like Klay. Klay is a great guy. But I used to be a huge football fan, but ever since the pandemic, I really haven't paid attention to sports. I was also a huge hockey fan too, San Jose Sharks, but ever since, then, when they weren't playing, and then it just never seemed to get back and be the same again. I just don't watch it anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna take that concealer brush, pat here in between my nose. I am gonna put a little bit of concealer on my nose. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here at the tip. Might as well come over here. Also give a little lift here. I'm not sure if that's really gonna make a difference though, but we'll try it. So I'm just gonna go in and put a little bit of this on my nose. It's not really sticking. I don't know why my nose is being so funny today. It's probably too hydrated. Okay, and then just come up here, give a little bit of a lift. When people do this, I don't really notice it on myself. I try, but we'll see. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this Angie A506 brush, and I'm going to use that to go around my nose a little bit to blend in that concealer a little bit more so it looks seamless. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and next what we're gonna do, I was gonna go off camera, so I'm gonna go in with the Dior contour stick. I'm gonna go in with tan first, and I'm gonna grab my BK Beauty. This is the 116 brush, and I'm gonna grab some of this, and I'm just going to place it a little bit here on my forehead. Just a little tiny bit, just to give me a little bit of a contour here and bronze. And then I'm gonna go over this with a powder bronzer to set it. Oh, actually, I'll probably set it with my powder first and then go over it with the powder bronzer, because I'll need to do a little bit of double duty for this foundation, since I may get a little bit oily, so we'll see. So when I use the Neova Creme de la Copper moisturizer with this foundation, the Creme de la Copper is really, really hydrating, and it might not be the best moisturizer to use with this foundation for my skin. So, all right, so I did a little bit of that there, and I need to do a little bit more here to make it even. So it looks more right here. So let me grab a little bit more. And this is that tan shade again. Okay. And I'm not doing this to contour, I'm doing this to warm up the nose there. All right, so that's it for the tan shade. Now I'm gonna go in with the medium contour stick. And I'm just going to do my contour here. Hopefully I got my placement right. I'm not really. Oh, look at how red I am. I wonder why I'm so red. Oh, you know what? I took, that's right. I took my niacin. I have a supplement that has niacin in it. And sometimes if I don't have enough food with it, the niacin kicks in and then I get flushed. Usually on my neck and my chest and my, sometimes my arms, I'll get that niacin flush. Have you guys ever experienced that before? Sometimes it's pretty intense. If I didn't have food in my tummy, it would be a little bit more intense, like to where I would feel the heat. And that's probably because I had a cocktail last night, so it's detoxing my system from the bad toxic stuff that I put in my body. Okay, and I used the BK Beauty, this is the 109 brush to blend this out. And I went in with a different brush because this is a different color and I didn't want to mix the colors together. Okay. All right, so now we're ready for some powder. So I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Fair Pink. And I'm gonna use this right here, above my eyebrows, in between my eyebrows, here underneath my eyes to like right in through here, and then a little bit down my nose. So I'm gonna grab the Nikki LaRose N14 brush. I love this brush too. I would say like the two brushes that I don't use very much from the line, well, actually the only brush I don't use very much is the liner brush. So this is a little bit too thick for me, but sometimes I use it, but not all the time. So I'm gonna start with this powder right underneath my eyes and then bring it down here right under, along the sides of my nose. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the powder from the lid, and I work it into my hand a little bit. And then I'm gonna come right here in between my brows and above, and then down the bridge of my nose. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in now with the medium powder. And that is the number 3 Neutral Peach. And I use this to set the rest of my face. So here it is. I'm gonna go in with the BK Beauty. This is the 104 brush. I love this one for applying the powder, but I think that maybe I should switch to this one for a bronzer brush, which I think I have a backup of this. So, and then I put this on the parts of my forehead where I didn't powder, and then here on the sides of my face, on my chin. And what I like about this powder, it's very, very light. It doesn't look cakey on the skin. It doesn't dry my skin out. And you could still see the glow from that foundation on my skin. I'll put it a little bit on my nose to kind of blend in that contour shade that we used there. All right, so that is that. Now I'm gonna go in with the powder bronzer. So I have a funny story for you. So I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I'm officially retired from the treatment room. My last client, so my clients are all moving out of the state of California because California is just turned into a crappy state to live. It's very expensive here, and there's no quality of life here anymore. And so a couple of them, I have 2 that moved to Nevada, I had 2 that moved to Texas, 1 that moved to North Carolina, Colorado. But my very last client that I worked on, her and her husband are moving to Florence, Italy. They bought a house there with some property. and they're gonna retire in Italy, which I think is so cool. So she had me order her a bunch of products, like a year's worth of Victoria DM Peptis. It's crazy. So I ordered her some of her skincare products because I can't ship them to her, and she plans on coming out here like once a year at least to visit family and everything. Or if her family goes back there, she'll let me know, I'll order the products, and then they'll take them with them to her. But we met for lunch, and she had a gift for me. And so she loves to watch my channel. So thank you, Elizabeth. I'm sure gonna miss you. But she saw my video of me using the YSL. This is the All Hours bronzer in the shade 2. And she said that I didn't give it justice. She said that I just had the wrong color because this is her favorite bronzer. And so she purchased me the bronzer and gave it to me as a gift. She got me the shade medium, and she wanted me to do a video using this because she thinks it's going to look better on my skin than shade 2. Shade 2 I couldn't even see. So I've been using this. She also purchased me a blush too, by the way, which was so incredibly sweet of her. So she loves my makeup videos, and she wants me to do more makeup because she said that we have the same, since we have this similar skin tones. So I'm going in with the shade 3 bronzer, and I'm just going to apply this to my forehead. So she thinks that these shades would look good on me because they look good on her. And so there we go. It's so sweet of her. And I have to agree. I love this shade 3 bronzer, which is called Medina, more than the shade 2, which was, I think it's Dune or something like that. That didn't even show up on my skin. So I have to say I have changed my mind on this bronzer now that I have the right shade for my skin tone. I think it is really, really pretty, and it does smooth out the skin and blur it wherever you put it. And this is a matte bronzer, and that's what I love. So that is the bronzer in shade 3. Now, if it was summertime, I would go a little bit heavier with the application of it, but it is really, really pretty. I've been wearing this since I got it. She gave it, we met on Wednesday for lunch. She came and visited me at my job. And then I've been wearing it, I wore it Thursday, Friday, and last night. And I think it is really, really pretty for sure. It is a beautiful formulation, but I'm not quite sure if it's worth the $65. I mean, the packaging is really, really pretty. It's that leather packaging with the gold YSL logo on it. And this packaging feels heftier than the blush packaging. Like the blush packaging, the only thing that is really pretty on this is the front with that same design. But the rest of the packaging, it feels cheap, where this feels so much more luxurious in the hand than that. Excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna pop off camera, do brows and mascara, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm back. Brows and mascara on. I use the Anastasia of Beverly Hills, or ABH, volumizing brow gel in the shade taupe. And then the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water tubing mascara, my staples. Okay, so let's get into our blush. So I'm gonna go in with this shade here. So this is the shade that she got for me. It's the matte shade. This is called Berry Bang. Now, I would not have picked this out for myself, to be honest with you. Now, I have 3 shades of this blush. My first one was the Nude Lavalier, which this is a really pretty sort of mauve-y, and it has like a slight shimmer to it. At first, when I tried this, I didn't like it, but I didn't have the right brush to apply it with, and I layered it way too much. And then I picked up, this is Restless Rose, which is a pinky peach with a gold shimmer. And then I have Baby Doll Pink here, which is a really bright, cool pink with a nice slight shimmer to it. And these are the satin formulas. These are really, really pretty. The shimmer isn't heavy. I would say like the heavier shimmer is in this Restless Rose shade, which is that golden shimmer. It totally reminds me of the NARS Orgasm, but way better looking on the cheek. So I'm gonna go in with Berry Bang, and then I'm gonna let you guys see this color on me. And I love to put Baby Doll Pink on top. So we're gonna go in with this. So I'm just gonna use I have this Scott Barnes, I think it's a number 64 brush. And I like this for applying the blush like this, because these are really pigmented. So I'm not going full ham in here, but I am getting the color all around my brush. I'm gonna tap it off. And you wanna be light-handed with this because it is pretty pigmented and you can get too much too soon. So I'm just gonna start blending this in. And it's so pretty. I did not think I was gonna like this, but I love it. I think it's so, so pretty. And I don't really see anybody picking up this shade. They're going for more of the peachy nude, and I'm just gonna go with this on my hand really quick, and I'm just going to now focus on blending this out. They're going for the peachy nude or pink voltage, which is the bright pink. Okay, so that is Berry Bang. Now, it looks like a lot right now. Don't be alarmed because my cheeks do get flushed when I apply blush. So, all right. So Berry Bang, I'm just gonna let that be off to the side. And while we're waiting for that to calm down, I'm gonna go back into the Natasha Denona Mini Rose palette. And that same Rephr 28 brush that we used to apply Golden Rose to the lid, I'm going to take some more of that Golden Rose and I'm going to apply it to the inner corner of my eye here. Just to give me a little bit of something there. So pretty. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, so I really love this matte formula of this blush. It blended out really easily. It's very pigmented, but it does blur the skin here, just like what that bronzer did. So as you can see, now I'm going to top it with Baby Doll Pink, and you're gonna see this color transform. So if you have this and you want to change the color and you have Baby Doll Pink, watch what's going to happen. So I'm just going to go in with this Angie Hot and Flashy A507, and I'm going to grab some of this Baby Doll Pink. Okay. Tap it off, kind of tap it on my hand a little bit. And I'm just going to apply this right over the top of that. And what it's going to do is it transforms this to more of that brighter pink versus berry with this very soft sheen to it. Really, really pretty. Love it. So I'm grabbing some more and I'm gonna do the same thing. So it looks pretty on its own, and then it looks pretty if you pair it with Baby Doll Pink to give you more of that pink blush versus a berry flush. So, so pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my powder brush, and I need to probably tone this down just a little bit. Those blushes are very pigmented, and what I find the best brush to apply them with is actually this BK Beauty A507. I have two of these, but I wanted to try this one with the Berry Bang because I would have a little bit more control over the blush. So now for my lips, I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in Muted Pink. And I'm gonna line my lips with this. Okay. And so if you wanted to go for more of a darker lip, you could use Bombshell of the Faux Filler lip gloss, or you can use Sugar Baby for more of a nude lip. So I have been wearing Bombshell, which I love, and I love these two colors, and I love this formula of these, which is the older formula versus the Ooh Baby one in the Ube collection. These look better and feel better on my lips than that one does. So I think today we'll do Sugar Baby. I love this color. It's so pretty. Okay, so there it is. We'll do sort of like a nudie pink lip. Versus a bold lip, because the cheeks are kind of bold. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my concealer brush and just kind of clean up around my lips a little bit. All right, so this is the makeup look. What do you guys think? Very, very pretty. So I'm gonna go change my blouse, and then I will come back and share my final thoughts with you guys. Okay, I'm back, and let's talk about these products. So the blush, I love this blush. It's so pretty. Now this Berry Bang shade isn't a color that I would have gravitated towards. Actually, with this collection, I wasn't really gravitating towards any of the matte shades, to be honest with you. But it's very, very pretty, and it took me by surprise. Now, Elizabeth, my client who gave this to me, she's my shade twin, and she said she loves this color so much, and she hasn't really seen anybody try this on out here on YouTube. So she said that she wanted me to try it and do a video on it since she loves it so much. And it's a beautiful formula. It's blurring. It blends really well into the skin. Now, what I noticed with these YSL blushes is, since they are a powder blush, when I apply these to my cheeks, I do put a layer of powder on, and I find that it helps them blend into the skin more seamlessly, and they have more of a blurring effect. When I applied this directly over my foundation, that's when I was having issues of not liking them, and to where I felt like I had to apply more just to get it to blend evenly, especially with the nude lavalier. But since I changed my application method with a better brush, apply my Makeup by Mario powder onto my cheeks, I get a better application with these. Just something to take note of if you're, especially with the matte shades. There's a lot of people saying that the shimmer shades blend easier versus the matte shades. If you're applying powder to the area that you're going to apply these to on your cheeks before you go in with these, you'll have a better experience with it, to where your foundation isn't grabbing the product and you put too much on and then it gets patchy and all that jazz. So beautiful color. I love this. Definitely took me by surprise. I loved it paired with Baby Doll Pink. I love these satin formulas of this blush too. And I have 3 formulas. Another one that would have looked really pretty for this look, actually, they all would. So Restless Rose, which is that pinky peach with a golden shimmer. And then actually Nude Lavalier would have looked really, really pretty with this look too. So love, love, love these blushes, so pretty. And I do hope that they release those very light shades too that they have available in Europe. It's really funny how they did this launch. They launched different colors internationally versus what they did here in the US. So hopefully we'll see some more of these in their lighter shades, which will be really nice. Now this bronzer, I do like it. I think it's beautiful. My client, she says this is her favorite bronzer, and she said that she didn't like it when I gave it like a bad review. She said I had the wrong color. And yeah, I mean, when I was watching other people try this shade too, it's something Dune, you know, I would see it show up on their skin, and I'm wearing the same color foundation as them, but it didn't show up on my skin. I felt like I had to keep applying it and layering it, and then it just looked really cakey and not so smooth. But this shade number 3, which is called Golden Medina, is definitely the right shade for me. And now that I have the right shade, I do think that this is a beautiful bronzer. It's a matte formulation, which I was looking for. And it goes onto the skin very beautifully. It blends out really nicely, and it does blur wherever you put it. It wears beautifully. So I do love it. Do I think like these are worth $65 or $45? I mean, it all depends on to you. Like, you're paying a lot for the packaging. So if you love luxury packaging, then yes, I mean, then it will be worth it. Except for, I would say the packaging of the bronzer feels so much more luxurious than the blushes. The outside of the blushes, they feel really light, and the plastic feels cheap. Where on the bronzer, it feels really nice and sturdy. Just pointing that out. The formulas are beautiful. I love the way they apply, the way that they look on my skin. And yes, the packaging is very, very sexy. So it all depends upon you. I love them. They get my stamp of approval. And it's just on, you know, up to you with your budget and everything. Are they a must? No, they are not. So I do like this matte formulation bronzer better than the Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury feels really dry to me, and it doesn't, you have to really build this up. And then once you build it up to get a good color payoff, I have the shade 2 medium, which the next shade up 3 is way too orange for me. And that's the thing with Charlotte Tilbury, is everything runs like, you know, sort of really warm and really orange. This formula isn't blurring or smoothing of the skin like the YSL. So if I had to pick one, I would go for the YSL. Just make sure that you get the right color. Where the 2 lightest shades would be good for those of you who have fair to light skin. So if you have fair to light skin, if you want like a subtle bronze, sepia would be good for you. And then shade 2 would probably be your summer shade. This is so pretty. Like this one, I can adjust this shade number 3, Golden Medina, to be my summer and winter shade. I love this, okay? Love, love, love. Now for the Natasha Denona Mini Rose palette, I think that this is such a beautiful palette. So pretty, and it's gonna be gorgeous for spring. You can wear this all year long. I think I say that all the time, but I think it would be really pretty for summer too. You can create a couple of different looks. Like sometimes I'll just go in with this golden rose color, put it all over my lid with a little bit of bronzer in my crease contour. And then I love to pair it with the Rosy Peach Luminous Silk Cheek Tint from Armani. And then this Restless Rose blush with that pink, peachy pink shimmer. It looks really pretty over this too. So I love these mini Natasha Denona palettes, and this one is so gorgeous. I definitely recommend it. It's only $27 and it's well worth it. I love her formulas. So beautiful. Now I think I want to go in with this Bombshell faux filler lip gloss, because I feel like I need a little bit more pigment. I should have went with this one to begin with. And I think that this color looks better for this look for right now. All right, so that is it for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. And I have been really loving the Makeup by Mario setting powders. I think they're so beautiful. They're great powders for winter time. They work really, really well. I love them to set my eyes for applying my eyeshadow looks, but these are really great and I recommend them if you have dry skin. They're beautiful on the skin. They smooth out the skin, blur it out without feeling heavy or drying out the skin. So definitely worth looking into these. They're my favorite for the winter time. And then in the summertime, I'll switch back to my Huda Beauty powders. Sometimes I can get away with these right now. Like if I was just gonna use them underneath my eyes, then yes, but the rest of my face, there's no way. They're just really, really powerful. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me a red heart emoji down below if you love this video. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.